truth that you are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison for your mind.
Greetings. Today I want to speak to you on the subject of fear and how to overcome fear. But most of all, I want to let you know, first of all, that perfect love will always cast out all doubt and all fear. And that is why I like to speak about Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, who was Neville Goddard's mentor. How he used love to cast out all doubt and fear out of Neville. Because we know that there are people who are living so fearful on this planet that they believe life is about competition. They believe it is about a rat race. They believe it about deception. So many people, they lie, they steal, they defraud others of what belongs to them also. And people who have that kind of mentality, they are controlled by this outer wall or this outer economy, which is illusionary. And so they themselves are delusional in their minds. And unfortunately, many people who think like that, they're trapped in things like ethnicity and the so-called race. And even to the extent of the complexion of the skin. And so we see that happen all around the world. It doesn't matter who. Many people get trapped in that kind of realm. And when you trap in that realm, it will always harbor fear around you. Because you're holding to a false identity. And something have really pushed me to this point of really bringing this across. Because there are some people who are so brainwashed and deceived that when you give homage to your ancestors and you show the things that they would have done to uplift humanity, many people get offended because when they use others to showcase others in that light, when they are not the real person or persons to discover such a truth, some people get hurt because they're still living in the realm of survival. They're still living in the realm of the animals. So they still have hatred, envy, malice. For example, there's someone who told me I must remove Neville Goddard's name and his picture and just talk about Abdullah. Such a one is sick mentally and needs help. But my brother, my sisters, as I said before, this is all about overcoming fear. And the most powerful thing that you must overcome when it comes to fear is the fear of death and the fear of poverty. And so we see Neville growing up in a third world country and having a colonial mentality. We see Abdullah was giving us the remedy of how you should get rid of a colonial mentality and how you're supposed to get rid of fear altogether. And so we see Abdullah taught Neville to look inwardly. And that's why my encouragement to you is to look inwardly to discover your real identity. Because when you discover your real identity, you would see your oneness. You would see your power. You would discover the God that is within you. You would discover everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. And you would know that your spirit having a human experience. That is why you will not fear death, because you will not try to attain eternity in this illusionary world. Because you know that you are eternal. You know there's a part of you that there is no number to put to it to say, well, you're a trillion years old or zillion years old. No, it's infinite. And when you discover that infinite intelligence and you discover your infinite abilities and discover the life that is in you, that it is eternal and it cannot die. No bomb, no gun, nothing will fear you, because you know that death is inevitable. But you must conquer death, hell, and the grave, which means you must conquer all lies. So my brother, my sisters, we see when Abdullah taught Neville to sleep in his mother's home in Barbados in his imagination, and he would experience it in this physical world. We see that that is the beginning of getting rid of all mental slavery that is teaching you to look outwardly and to believe in a God or Savior outside of yourself. But most assuredly, it is helping you to get rid of all form of idolatry. And that is why this channel has been towards pointing you how to get rid of idolatry and to know who have given you that kind of mentality to think in terms of idolatry. And anyone who have ever grown up in a colonial country where most people have a colonial mentality, you would definitely agree with me. You wouldn't get angry with me. Okay? So, when you understand the law of polarity, you'll understand human relations and you will know how to deal with everyone. As a matter of fact, you will understand how to deal with all of humanity. So, my brother, my sisters, let us look at the teachings of Neville Goddard more closely. And let us look at the teachings of Kemet and the teachings all the way back to antiquity. And look at the Akashic record and what has been downloaded in our DNA. And when someone like me would have had such an experience that teaches me that the greatest lie that has ever been fed to humanity is the Jesus and Mary story. There's no one in this world that can ever stop me, because death cannot stop me from living the truth and being the truth. And each time I leave this realm, I come back stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So, my brother, my sister, I want to say to you, if each and every one of you who are listening to me would believe these things that I'm saying to you, and you would have a deep desire to have an initiation into the mystery that can never be known intellectually, that must be by experience, I'm saying to you that now is the time to realize that the Lord thy God is a sun, a S-U-N, and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And you are told in Malachi 4:2 that the Son of Righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And I'm saying to you right now, around this time, there is a certain portal and a certain alignment that is open up to a people. And I'm saying to you, take advantage of it. In my country, the people always celebrate 9 mornings before the 25th without the proper understanding. But I'm saying to you, walk with me, believe what I'm teaching you, and put your imagination to work for you to create your reality consciously. But let me end here by saying it was a time like this that Abdullah taught Neville how to prove for himself that imagination creates reality. So, with your rain down, I want to say to you, do not forget to follow me on Instagram or on TikTok at Black Mad Guru, And also, if you feel strongly led to support this work, there's a PayPal link that is down below. And do not forget our Patreon community. And we have a course here that is called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to create your reality consciously. So if you feel strongly led to check it out, I definitely encourage you to do so. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to say peace, love you all, get rid of all doubt and fear for good.